Hi, I'm James Scott with Board on the Bayou. Today I'm going to be reviewing the expansion for the game Role Player, Monsters and Minions by Thunderworks Games. Designed by Keith Mitika. Published in 2018, 1 to 5 players, 60 to 120 minutes, ages 10 and up. And first what we'll do is we'll go down on the table and we'll look at everything that comes in the box, and then we'll come back up for my final thoughts. Alright, this is Monsters and Minions expansion box. After you get everything punched out and everything set up, you won't need this anymore. Everything fits in the original box real nice and easy, even with all your cards sleeved. This is the rule book, just like in the original, fully illustrated. Make sure you do keep the original around, because a lot of times and then it will refer to as same as the base game, so you have to go back to the original rule book. Some little guides on how to spend the XP in gold, how to gain the gold. Some more new market phase cards, so you can add in a 5th player. Some play sequence cards to update all the new sequences, plus the new scoring. The first player token. You have some 35 new market cards, including the new type of card, the scrolls. These scrolls are one-time use, but can be pretty powerful. Got some new 12 different alignment cards, 12 different backstory cards. Six new class cards that are double-sided. 5 new races you can play. Also have honor tokens, wound tokens, some more gold tokens, some XP tokens, some new clear die that goes in the bag. These die go from 3 to 8, but do not count towards the, when you're doing your colored die, they don't count towards that. One of each die from each color. Some trophy tokens, combat die and minions, boss monsters, and their location cards. And I'll explain real quick how those work during the market phase. You also have the option of attacking the minion that's currently flipped over. You'll get a combat die, plus there's various ways to get bonus ones, such as the card itself. 1 combat die for every die in your charisma attribute. You're trying to roll, get above a certain number. Once you get to a certain number, you get it as a trophy and you can get one of these tokens, location, obstacle, or attack. And what these will do is you have picked the monster at the beginning of the game. After you picked your classes, whatever colors are left over, those are the ones you'll pick from. That way people don't have the advantage. There's 2 versions of every one. There's a solo monster, and then there's a multiplayer monster. And then when you also pick your monster, you also pick a location for them, an attack for them, and an obstacle for them. And these, as you get the trophies, you'll be able to peek at this card, and these will tell you at the end of the fight, at the end of the game, you'll flip all these over to see, but these will give you a preview of what's going to be coming up, so you can kind of plan your character ahead of time, such as all players gain 1 combat die for each red die. So you're going to be going after more of the red die, or 4 more traits cards gain 3 combat die. So you may start going after trait cards. And then depending on how high you roll against the boss monster, you get additional stars. And lastly, some character sheets. So after you're done, you can record your character for prestige. All right, that's everything that comes with the game. My thoughts. Really love the game. It really adds to it. I gave Role Player, when I first got it, about 7.5 and 8. This actually takes it and puts it at 8.5, 9 easily. My only few gripes on it is in the rule books. For some reason, a lot of times during the setup, they will say setup as per the basic setup. And you basically have to, every time you look in this rule book, you have to go back, refer back to this rule book, and go back to, it's going back and forth. Why they just couldn't cut and paste, I don't know. But that's really my only little gripe, other than I can't see playing Role Player without this. It changes the game so much. I can't foresee playing Role Player without playing with this expansion. It doubles the size of the game. The card quality is the same. The punch outs, everything is the same as with the base game. Except for, of course, obviously the add-ons. I did notice a slight discolorization difference in the cards. These seem to be a little darker on some of the cards, not a lot, but not a game where you really draw a lot, you really don't notice it. The market cards, I don't really notice it. The only ones I really noticed it on was on the some of the alignment cards and the background cards. The market cards all pretty much be the same. So pretty much it, like I said, it completely changes the game. It goes from a so-so game, having a little fun, throw some dice, kind of chatting away, to really starting to think, really planning out. We did notice that it's almost pretty much a pattern when you pick the monsters. If it's a white monster, generally you're going to want white dice, so you don't necessarily have to go after the locations and obstacles and attacks. If you don't get them, if it's a white monster, then generally go with white dice. If it's a red monster, generally go with red. Well, I take the red monster is the one exception. They have red, they like to have red and gold. It's the dragons. The rest of them, the green, you get bonuses for having greens, etc. Other than that, I like the way the monsters are different colors from the players. So you decide that after you choose your characters, so that way no one character has an advantage. You won't have a red player going after red monsters, so obviously he's going to be leaning towards the red dice. Other than that, adding the extra player on, I haven't played it with 5 players yet. I could imagine it would take a lot longer than 2 hours to play with 5 players. I probably have as many add-ons from games as I have games, and I have to say that this is, without a doubt, probably one of the best add-ons for a game I have ever seen. It is really added to a game. It's like Keith sat down and listened to the players and their complaints and what they wanted to add to the game, and every little thing that we had a complaint about the first game was fixed and added onto, or the new mechanic, added new characters, doubled the size of the game. Everything still fits in the original box. There's not really much to complain about, other than, like I said, the rule book. I just wish they would have printed a couple extra pages and cut and pasted some of the rules from the first book, so that you just have to do one book and don't have to flip-flop between 2 books. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. And so if you have a Role Player, I highly recommend getting this as the add-on. You do need it to play with this. Really adds to the game. The changing the way it changes the market phase, which used to be kind of a ho-hum phase. Everybody pretty much is going after the same cards. Now, do you want to go after the cards? Do you want to fight the monster? Preparing your board, adding that extra twist that now you also got to be thinking at the monster at the end. really adds a lot to the game. So, and that's my review on Role Players Expansion, Monsters and Minions. Always remember to like, subscribe, and comment below. And this is James Scott with Board on the Bayou. Thank you.